Hey, what's up? I know we literally just did a Quick-A-Topian regarding Blerdcon, but I left something out. I left it out on purpose. It was because I did an interview with the founder of Nerdtino, and his basic interview, his structure, everything that he talked about was such an eye-opening experience, not only for me, but for the cameraman there as well. So I wanted to bring it out as a separate piece so that you guys, the Geektopians, can have the experience and enjoyment that I had learning so much from him and what it meant to be a nerd Latino. So check it out. Hey guys, what's up here again? This is Sean Luke here with the executive director of Nerdtino himself.
Hello there, my name's Tom Delphi, founder of Nerdtino, the first East Coast Latinx comic book convention, also a social media community that is dedicated to promoting the history and presence of Latin Americans in geek culture. I'm out at Blerdcon 2019 for our third year running with our associates, Mr. Fabio Casablanco, Liz Salazar, and my assistant director, Adriana Kaplan, promote an upcoming show on Saturday, November 2nd, 2019.
So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you because I was actually at Nerdtino last year, and I thought it was an amazing event. To me, as a Boricua and Mexicano, right, I felt so involved with Nerdtino and the fact that it just went straight Latinx culture. Tell me, what was the true inspiration for you to just do something so Latino-centric here for the East Coast fans?
You want to know something? You want to know the whole stupid story? Because there's a whole stupid story. All right. Fun fact. Throughout the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Gandalf, cinematically, I'm not going to go into the book because we don't have hours. Gandalf the Grey is constantly pictured as smoking a tobacco pipe. Now, within the lore of Lord of the Rings, there are many parallel cultures to real cultures in our world, right? That's the interpretation of the work. How does Gandalf the Grey end up with a cultural product that existed exclusively in the Western Hemisphere?
Teleportation? I have no idea.
Because J.R.R. Tolkien took part of our culture, interpreted it through British culture, and then just said, oh, the Hobbits came up with it. There is no Latin American parallel within one of the greatest bodies of fantasy in modern history, right? So I got caught up in that thought years ago, and by trade, I'm a historian and a museum professional. So, I've always thought about Puerto Rican history and Latin American history, and these different exclusions, but I hadn't quite synthesized it with my own identity as a geek. So that moment made me think, okay, well, where are Latin Americans in sword and sorcery fantasy? Where are Latin Americans in comic books, science fiction, horror? And I found out that we have been producing stuff since the 19th century, since the 40s. Alex Stromberg, whose real name was Alejandro Stromberg y Rosa, was part of the original team in the 1940s working on Captain America. Your comics were brought to you by Puerto Ricans and Jews that were being yelled at because how dare you make an American hero punch Nazis?
That is actually pretty damn amazing. Like, I didn't even know that. You literally just taught me something, and I'm actually pretty happy about that.
Exactly. Original animator on the Peanuts cartoon, Mexican-American, handpicked by Charles Schultz. Who gave us the zombie genre? George Romero, Cuban.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right.
And you don't think about these things. Who has been the one consistent executive producer on all MCU films since they gave freaking Robert Downey Jr. a chance in Iron Man 1? Victoria Alonso, an Argentinian Latina, at the helm. People talk about, diversity initiatives now and trying to make things more inclusive. We've been here, we've been building, but part of the problem is we have a generation of creators that couldn't be as pronounced about their heritage because of the nature of the industry, and they felt like, oh, well, I can't talk about this. And now you have a fan base that's been looking for it, and Nerdtino isn't about showing you just what's new, it's about teaching you your history. Because in the words of the great Latin American philosopher, John Leguizamo, how do you have a future if you don't know your history?
That's very true. That is very true. Thank you so much. Oh my God, it's truly an honor. I will be going next year. To me, this is something that's like profound to my heart because it speaks to me and my culture. And I thank you for bringing it to the forefront. I thank you for bringing it into the light. Right, I truly appreciate it. Is there any like words of wisdom you want to give to any Latino brothers and sisters right now that feel like they're either sheltered or don't want to bring up their culture because they feel like it's either like either too vast into the blanquito side or too vast into the negro side, and they feel like they don't have their own identity?
Can I have the mic?
Sure.
Our entire culture survived its own apocalypse and thrived afterwards. You have a history. Your people have been here. People have lived and died without knowing you, working for your prosperity. Learn their history, enjoy it, have fun, and if you want to build something, get ready to hustle, but build it. And we're going to be here, or we're going to be in Philadelphia Saturday, November 2nd. Our featured guests include Christina V., voice actress for Ladybug from Miraculous, okay. Master Daniel Pacina, the original capture model for Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, also the head of the original fight team on that game. His brother Carlos is still working for NetherRealm Studios. Also, John Tobias is also Latin. 3 out of the 4 of the major guys on Mortal Kombat were Latin American. Also, Doom was made by a Mexican Native American. Yeah.
You keep teaching me stuff. Oh my God, this is like blowing my mind right now.
I just go on Wikipedia and I read things. But we're also, our guest that we're going to be announcing this weekend, Mr. Edgardo Miranda Rodriguez, creator of La Borinqueña, Afro-Latina Puerto Rican superhero. He's coming back for his second time at Nerdtino Expo. Okay. We're going to be announcing more. If you are interested in exhibitor, vending, promotional opportunities, or business opportunities, please reach out to us at nerdtinoexpo@gmail.com.
Thank you so much. It is truly an honor and a blessing. Thank you. Gracias por todo. Right? And I appreciate everything, and I'll see you in November.
See you in November. Okay.
All right, let's keep it moving.